Previously on Getting Handy with Jakey.
Oh wait, shit, was I supposed to make 3 of these? I did not. Step 2 wasn't boo. I was supposed to make 3 of these. Just give me a second, I'll be right back. We've made it back. I finished step 3, or step 2. Step 2 actually is boo now. Now we're back into using the tools that we were extracted from the bee sack. I'm not gripping it with my toe this time, but I am just gonna balance it on my foot. You know, you don't have to be exact. I'm actually hand screwing this in. And this one I'm actually just free holding. Gotta have a lot of core strength and arm strength just to be able to hold the thing pretty still while you screw it in. But, you know, I'm not here to brag. I'm just here to work. So, pardon my French, but that was stupid as hell. And we pull up the other H. No, it was a 5, but it looks like an H. For Hannah Banana. That's my sister. Her last name is legally Banana. But now that we got the other sides established, I don't have to use as much footwork. You can tell from that little toe flick I just did, just middle support. You know, you don't want it to bend, to concave in. Overall, you can be okay. You're okay if you don't have great footwork like I do, and you need to just kind of plop it in. The other side will hold it down for you. I know a lot of you looking at me like, is he hand screwing that in? Again, it's kind of a pro's touch. You really can only hand screw if you are confident enough to do it. A lot of people are too scared. I imagine Hannah's quite too fearful. My mother for sure. Dad, very scared. Brett wouldn't even know what you do. My only slight rival in this kind of lifestyle is probably Cody. But I don't know, even then it's like, I'm probably the teacher, he's probably the student kind of thing. But whatever. He would be maybe a little uncomfortable with some hand screwing. You know, he would, especially something from a B-sack, he would want the tool. I don't mind getting my hands a little dirty. Screw that in. Now I'm gonna crank it. I'm gonna crank it hard just to get it in all the way with the tool because I can't crank it that hard with my hands. Come on, that's disgusting. So now we got ourselves the bottom of the frame of the table. Okay, so that means step 3 is definitely knee. It's done. So now we go to step 4. Step 4, we're bringing out the 4 pieces. Oh, step 4, we bring out the 4. They're more cannons, not as good as the H bars, but these are also pretty good for plasma rifle blasting. And yes, again, I don't know if it was cut out before, but I am married and nearly 30. And that's just my life. Ooh, we're gonna need more A-sack stuff. Stick your hands in the sack, pull out what you need. Important, keep the holes facing forward. There's holes on both sides, jackass. Oh, those holes. Okay. And it goes, I might have to back up my camera. You guys can't see anything. Let me do a little bit of a crab walk. Sorry for the angle. Sorry for the angle. That whole time I was in a crab squat. I gotta screw in 2 holes right here, 2 holes right there. These are the tools I pulled out of the A-sack. These are a little bit smaller, you got less to work with, so not as easy to hand crank when you got less to work with. So I'm gonna use the tool to make it easier for everyone, so everyone's enjoying it. Let's crank. Say it with me, guys. Let's crank. Project's going a lot smoother than I thought. Whoa, that was a rookie mistake on my part. You need to straddle so that when you crank it, it's easier. So a full leg straddle makes it so the thing can't move around too much and makes it easy for crank action. I'm kind of loose with it because my legs and stuff are about in immaculate shape. But if you're worried, you can do a double leg straddle where your feet are holding onto each other, wrapped around the object, and then so you can keep your hands wrapped also, so that you can get the best angle for cranking. They'll give you a nice angle so you can see the straddle a bit better this time. So I'm gonna straddle it up, pull it right up against the family jewels, just so I can really feel what's happening. Because if anything goes wrong, I'll know, trust me. And then you just start cranking away. Oh, that was oh, I was able to 1 finger crank that. That was nice. It's really hard to be able to crank something with just 1 finger, but I can't believe I was able to do it with like immaculate form. This one's already giving me a little bit of trouble. Yeah, I can't do the 1 finger crank. Gonna have to hold it down. Hold it still as I crank. Some things are resistant to the tools being used the right way and being cranked and all that kind of stuff. Just be patient. You are ideally making something that will be in a forever home. If it's gonna be something that's with you forever, treat it nice. If the cranking's not working, take it out and retry. Don't just keep going. That's kind of a part of my new mentality. I used to get real frustrated during these getting handies with Jakey. And I'm just trying to stay calm. See, I did that side. Super easy. All right, so that is step 4. So step 4 is gore. It is gone. Now we're to step 5. And then I'm gonna obviously add, I'm gonna guess they're A-sack screws, but let's see what the A-sack has. Yes, all right. So I'm digging around in the A-sack again just to find what I need. I am good to go, good to blammy. This one's gonna be kind of hard for you to see, so I'll go speed through it, of course. I did a tiny little hand crank initially just to get it started, and then I went ahead and used my tools. When you're using the stuff out of the A-sack, it's a little bit littler, so it's not as easy to hand crank. You gotta use the tool for the most part. Like, see, I'm already struggling. My hand, I'm butterfingers over here. It never happens to me, but not everyone's perfect, especially when on camera. I just know I'm pretty damn close. I had to take a real tight grip to the object so that I could crank it with the, I was dealing with cranking problems, so there we go. After some frustration and some embarrassment times with the cranking, I finally got that one to crank just right. There's one part of part 4, right? Oh, part 5, wow. Never take a job lightly. If you're doing a job that involves cranking, you need to focus on what you're doing. All right. So I got step 5, right? I think that's all step 5, right? Yeah, step 5 is jive. We are finished. We are finished with step 5. All right, step 6. Oh, I gotta go back into the B sack. So that's the longer pieces that you can pull out of the B sack, unlike the little ones in the A sack. So I got my 4 pieces out of the B sack. They're the longer ones, so they're easier to hand crank. You got more to work with. So this one is gonna be a little bit harder. See how it's a lot higher? I can't use my foot, is what an idiot would say. You're gonna kind of do a leg straddle right here. Like I got my one leg on the side. I'm gonna go up to where I need to go. Then I'm gonna prop this up in between my toes. Foot action right there. I got my B-sack tool right here. I'm gonna get it started. Start with some hand cranking, maybe to make it a little easier. Yeah, there we go, I can feel it, I can feel it. And like it said, don't make it super tight, but I'm gonna make it a little tight just so this thing doesn't swing down and crush the family jewels. Because I am kind of in a precocious situation. You can see you can't really see this leg, but it's right here. It is open straddling the other side. This thing, if this falls out of the toes, I'm a goner, It's important to think about your future generations and yourself. But now that I have it like this, I don't have to straddle as hard. I can just come across, signal, I got the tool, but I can hand crank it for most of it. Oh, yeah, I guess this camera shy. Sometimes you just gotta focus on the crank. All right, so now we're down to the last bar where ideally you might want to flip to the other side, but I'm feeling pretty confident with my ability to straddle. So I'm gonna lock it in between these toes. As you can see, I'm lifting. Oh, okay. And then here I go. Oh, I don't have the B-sack tool. There we go. I got the B-sack. Got the B-sack. It's definitely a bit more of an angle for me. Okay. All right, so I am going to actually do a little bit of a move. There we go. Oh, it's in the crack. All right, so I thought I could do it. It's a little embarrassing, but I did have to rotate positions. Kind of back to what I did the first time. Okay, this one was easier in the sense of hand cranking. The old reliable hand was able to get most of that crank done, but we'll finish it off a little bit with the tool, like I said, just so it doesn't swing down and kill the family. Real easy tactic is you just hold it on your shoulder. You put the object on your shoulder, just like this, so it hangs off a little bit. Then you insert what you got from the B-sack. Make sure you got to get the hole though first, okay? On the shoulder, hanging off just a little bit. We've made it tight so it's stiff and it won't flop down. And then you can hand crank a little bit, okay? So when I build the second one, I will probably film it, but if nothing too eventful happens, I'll probably be cutting generally to when I'm done, just because it's the exact same thing. All right, so we finished what was that? Step 6. So step 6 is officially nixed. That is done. Okay, so step 7, and we're actually gonna need, something from the C-sack. Ugh.